Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to my channel. This is I believe, the sixth video that I'm doing for cloud. This is a maintaining cloud solution part 2 for the Versifio lab. Okay, let's start. CompTI Cloud Plus maintaining a cloud solution part 2. Introduction. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to Maintaining Cloud Solution Part 2 Practice Lab. In this module, you will be provided with the instruction and devices needed to develop your hands-on skills. Learning outcomes. In this module, we will complete the following exercise. Exercise 1, create an instance in an OpenStack environment. Exercise 2, verify resource utilization in an OpenStack environment. Exercise 3, verify the status of essential services in an OpenStack environment. After completing this lab, you will be able to create a new instance in an OpenStack environment, verify the resource utilization in OpenStack environment, verify the status of essential services in an OpenStack environment. Next, okay, lab topology. During your session, you will have access to the following lab configuration, which is the PLAB management, deploy, controller, compute, and storage. Let's proceed to exercise number 1. Create an instance in an OpenStack environment. In an OpenStack environment, virtual machines are called instances. In this exercise, we'll create an instance in an OpenStack environment. Before the instance can be created, the following dependencies need to be created first. A partition to provide storage for the instance, a flavor which will specify the resource for the instance, an internal network to facilitate communication, a security group to facilitate communication, key pairs for a secure connection to the instance. Learning outcomes. After completing this exercise, we'll be able to create a new instance in an OpenStack environment. Okay, devices will be using the PLAB management, deploy, controller, compute, and storage. Task 1. Creating a partition for the instance on OpenStack. In this task, you will create a partition for an instance in an OpenStack environment. The partition that will be created will be used to store data for the instance on the storage server. Storage is a critical resource in a cloud infrastructure and needs to be maintained to ensure that the cloud infrastructure functions correctly. Step 1. Okay, we must power on this topology before we start the exercise. Okay, we already connected. From the desktop, right click on the PUTTY, then open, and then select the PLAB storage. Open. It shows PLAB storage now has been selected. Follow a click and open will prompt you to log in as administrator. Then enter. Then next, type the password. Enter. Okay. Step 4, type the following command to check the disk. Enter. It shows that the command has been typed. Check the disk if the new disk is 160 gig space is present. the 160 gig is present. The new disk with one space is present. New partition needs to be added to the disk. Type the following command and then enter. For the new partition, type N, enter. For the primary partition, type P. And step 8 for the partition number, press enter. For the sector, press enter. Similarly, for the last sector, press enter. Okay. View the newly created partition by typing P. The new partition will be def. To save the and quit, type W. Step 11, type the following command to confirm the partition is added successfully. Then enter. To create the physical volume of partition, type the following. Then enter. It shows the command has been typed in order to create the physical volume of the partition. Check the physical volume has been successfully created by typing following the command. To create the volume group, type the following command. Enter. Confirm the volume group is successfully created. Type the following command to restart the system for changes to take effect. The PUTTY fatal error pop-up will appear. Click OK. Right-click the PUTTY inactive and restart session. Okay. Log in as administrator again. And type password. Creating flavors in an OpenStack instance. In this task, we will create a flavor in an OpenStack dashboard. A flavor in OpenStack defines the computing memory and storage capacity for the instant virtual server that will be provisioned. Connect to PLAB management from the taskbar, click and start button. Mozilla Firefox, but we need to minimize it. Not now. We copy this URL and then paste it here and go. Okay, put the admin name here at username, and then from the desktop, right click on a PUTY, then minimize it. Open, select deploy, open, then root, password, then we copy this to make sure will run, then slash the Keystone authorization admin password and put it right here. Enter. How to search. The password for Keystone authorization admin password is displayed in the top of the window and right of the highlighted this one. This is the password. We highlight it. Okay. Highlight and it automatically copied in the clipboard. Open the web browser, click into the password box and paste it. But we minimize it muna. And then here, click and paste. And then connect. Just wait for a second. Voila, projects. On the left sidebar of the window, click admin. And click compute. Compute and then play bars. In the playbars window, select the option Create Playbar. And then test playbar will copy this one and put it right here. Specify ID auto. BCP use 1. And RAM is 5. The RAM is 512. Group disk is 10. Ephemeral disk offer machine's local disk storage link to the lifecycle of a VM instance when link to the lifecycle of VM instance or excuse me. When a VM is terminated, all data on the Imperial disk is lost. In this case, it would be unspecified and the value is stored as default. Swap disk in this Linux used to increase the virtual memory for a system when the system runs out of the physical memory. The swap disk is used to supplement the memory. Swap won't be used during disk training. It will be specified and the value is 0 by default. RTTX factor is left unchanged 1. After selecting the parameters for the flavor, create flavor. Okay, flavor has been successfully been created. It shows the flavor is successfully created and the parameters newly created flavor are added in the flavor window. Task 3. Creating an image in an OpenSec instance. In this task, you will create a new image called test image which will then be verified. The image that will be created will be used to create an instance in OpenStack. An instance is a virtual computing node in the OpenStack. From PLAB management, we minimize this one. Right click, then open, then we choose deploy, and open, then we type the root, then the password, and we copy this one, enter, then we copy this one, step 5, hold the container, enter, The name of the utility container can be seen. It shows the name of the container. Type the following command on the terminal access. Okay, enter. Then copy this one. Enter. And step 9 is copy this one again. Enter. Okay, it shows the command has been typed to download the Ubuntu Signal image. The Ubuntu Signal image was successfully downloaded. In the utility container, type the following command to create an image with a disk format as QCOW2 and container format as bare. Type this command. Okay, I'll copy it and then paste it. And then enter. The image name test image is created, this one. The newly created image needs to be verified. So we copy this one and then we put here and then enter. The image name test image with the status of active can be seen. Okay, task for creating an internal network in an OpenStack instance. In this task, you will create an internal network in OpenStack. An internal network is used to connect specific instances to ensure communication between instances. It can be compared to a switch and a physical network infrastructure. Instances in OpenStack are virtual computing nodes that are created. After successfully creating the image in task 3, open the OpenStack dashboard in the Power Password with task 1. Okay, click project in the window and then network. Network, then networks, and then SafeSync. It shows the existing network added and an option to create a new network. Create new network. Okay, copy this one. Put here. Paste. And then click next. Click next. And subnet. Copy this one, put here, and the network address. Paste it, paste it. It shows network parameters with the subnet name and network address being specified. It will open the subnet details tab. Click create to create the network. Okay, we create the new network. What? Create. Okay, this one. Net1 is successfully created. Task 5. Creating a security group in an OpenStack instance. In this task, we will create a security group in an instance. A security group is used to open specific ports in the network to facilitate communication. For instance, opening in the correct port for a SSH connection. Click on a project in the left of the tab OpenStack dashboard if necessary. Network in the tab left of OpenStack if necessary. security group. Then create a security group. Test SG, copy, and then secret name test SG is successfully created. Click create security group. Okay, created. After successfully creating the security group, click on manage rules. Wait. Of the newly created, this one. Manage rules. The add rule will pop up and will open which rule can be selected from the rule tab down. Add rule. Okay, in this case, the SSH rule is required for the newly created security group name STSSG. Select SSH from drop down of the rule field and click add to the add SSH rule. Okay, then click add. Okay, manage successfully added. Task 6. Creating a key pairs for an OpenStack instance for securing SSH connection. In this task, we will create key pairs for an OpenStack instance. Key pairs is utilized to securely connect to virtual machine using an SSH connection. Instead of using usernames and password, public and private keys are used for authentication. Project compute key pairs. Choose these key pairs. Open the key pair window. Create key pair. Oh, what happened? Create key pair. Then, okay, click this okay. Then close this one. Creating an instance and open instance. Data 7. Select the project compute instances. And then in the instances window, select an option launch instance on the top right side, which will be open. Launch. Test instance. Copy here. And then click next. Next. In the source tab, choose yes to delete. Delete, yes. Delete. And then in the source tab, test image can be seen in the available click. On the source tab, this can be seen in the available tab each one. The test image can be seen in the next allocated section. Click next to move to playboard tab. And then, similarly, the test playboard can be seen in the playboard tab, which needs to be allocated to the instance. In the available section, click the up arrow. In the playboard tab, test playboard can be seen in the allocated section. Click next to move on the network tab. In the network tab, the network name intnet is already located. So click next. No changes are needed in the network ports tab to click next to move on next security group. In the security group tab, test SG can be seen in the available section which need to be allocated in instance. Click the app to locate security group. In the security group tab, test SG can be seen in the located section. Click next to Keyfare. In the Keeper tab, the Keeper name test KP is already in the allocated section, so click Launch Instance. Okay, the new instance that we created is displayed. Take a screenshot. Exercise 2. Verify resource utilization and OpenStack environment. Monitoring resource utilization in cloud infrastructure is essential to ensure the cloud resources that have been provisioned is running correctly and is accessible for utilization. A baseline of resource utilization can be created to ensure that there are enough resources available for the instances that have been created. The following are key components that need to be monitored in a cloud infrastructure. 1. Resource utilization. 2. Performance. 3. Cost. 4. Security. And 5th is backup and recover data. In this exercise, we'll be review resource utilization using the OpenStack dashboard. After completing this exercise, we'll be able to verify the resource utilization in an OpenStack environment. Devices will be using and but before it, let's power on. I already powered on all the devices, which is this PLAB management, deploy, controller, compute, and storage. Task 1. Using the OpenStack dashboard to review resource utilization. Reviewing resource utilization in the cloud infrastructure is essential to ensure accessibility and functionality. In this task, you will use the OpenStack dashboard to review resource utilization in an OpenStack environment. Step 1. Ensure that you are logged into the OpenStack dashboard. Click Admin. Click Admin. Just wait for a second. I close this one. Left hand side. Click Overview. This one, Overview. Step 5. Click the first date range to change the start date to for resource utilization to the first current month. Click the first date range to change. Note, in the overview window, the resource utilization is displayed. There are options to change the period to resource utilization. This is useful when a specific month resource utilization needs to be viewed or a specific week. Change the date range to view resource utilization. Click Submit. To process the date range that was selected, submitting the range to process the resource utilization for date range. The result of the selected date range that was selected are displayed. Okay, this one. Screenshot resource utilization. Click Download SCD Summary. In the opening usage CSV Pop-up window, click open with, click browse to select the application to open generated CSV file. Click Windows WordPad application. Windows WordPad application. Click OK in the opening usage.csv pop-up window. The resource utilization for the period is displayed in a readable form using the Windows WordPad application. This one, the WindowPad application. Displaying the resource utilization in a CSV format using the Windows WordPad application. Screenshot it. Okay, next. Exercise 3. Verify the status of essential services in an OpenStack environment. Services in an OpenStack environment ensures that the infrastructure is running and accessible. Some specific essentials services need to run for the OpenStack environment to function. The following are the essential services. Compute service Nova provides access to compute resources in the OpenStack environment. Object storage service WIP provides consistent and redundant storage for the OpenStack environment. Block storage service Cinder provides access to block storage for the OpenStack environment. Network service Neutron provides network accessibility for the instances in an OpenStack environment. Dashboard Horizon provides access to the web-based user interface to access all OpenStack services. Image service Glance provides services to store, browse, share, distribute, and manage these images for provisioning computing resources in the OpenStack environment. Identity service Keystone provides client authentication service discovery, distributed multi-project access, and auditing functionality in the OpenStack environment. Okay, learning outcomes after completing this exercise will be able to verify the status of essential services in an OpenStack environment. Devices will be using the following devices. In this lab, I already powered it on the PLAB management, deploy, controller, compute, and storage. Task 1. Verify the status of Keystone service in an OpenStack environment. The Keystone service provides client authentication service discovery, distributed multi-project access, and auditing functionality in an OpenStack environment. In this task, I will be verify the status of Keystone service in an OpenStack environment. Ensure you are connected to the PLB management. Okay, already connected. I close this one and minimize this one. And then click the PUTTY and open and choose deploy, open, and log in as root, password, to establish an SSH connection. PLAB controller from PLAB deploy, type the following command. We copy. Then enter. To determine the name of the Horizon container, type the following command. Enter. The name of the Horizon container can be seen. This one, Horizon, the red text. Type the following command on the Horizon container. And then enter. Horizon container terminal, type the following command. Source OpenRC. Then enter. Okay, step 9. Copy this one and then paste it here, and then enter. Okay. To exit out of the Apache service status type Q, step 11, the Horizon container, tap the following command. Oh, what happened? Exit. Ensure the terminal window from previous task is still open. To determine the name of the Cinder container, okay, copy this one and then put it here. Cinder, then enter. Okay, Cinder can be Cinder container, and then copy this link or password and then enter. Cinder container terminal type this command. Oh, sorry. Then enter. Step 5. Copy this one. Again, same. And the status of Cinder service is displayed. The Cinder service provides block storage services and the end user that consume cloud resources. It is essential that the service is running to ensure that then end users can consume cloud resources. Okay, type Q. Then exit. Then enter. Task 3. Verify the status of the Glance service in the OpenStack environment. The Glance service provides services to store, browse, share, distribute, and manage these images for provisioning computing resources in the OpenStack environment. In this task, we will verify the status of Glance services. Step 1. Ensure the terminal window from previous task is still open. To determine the name of the Glance container, type the following command. Enter. Step 2. Type the following command on terminal to access the Glance container. In the Glance container terminal, type the following command. In the Glance container, type the following command to display the status of the Glance service. Yes, ma'am. Okay. The status of the Glance service is displayed. To exit out of the Glance service status, type Q. In the Glance container, type the following command. To close the connection to the Glance, type exit. Task 4. Verify the status of Nova services in the OpenStack environment. Nova services provision and manage large networks of virtual machines to ensure availability of OpenStack services on demand. In this task, we'll verify the status of Nova services in the OpenStack environment. Ensure the terminal window from the previous task is still open, this one. To determine the name of the Nova container, we copy this command and put it right here, and then we enter. Okay, the Nova name of the Nova container, terminal access, enter. In the Nova's container terminal, following command type this, or you can copy this one, and then step 4, copy again, same procedure, status. Oops, sorry, enter. To exit out of the Nova, type Q, and then the following Nova services statuses can be verified by repeating step 4 in this task. In the Nova container, type any of the following command to display the status. Display the status of the following services. I just type it. Nova dash scheduler scheduler status service space Nova dash scheduler status. Okay, Q. In the Nova container, type the following command. Exit. Okay, screenshot. Okay, lab assessment. Well done. You have completed the maintaining cloud solution part 2 practice lab. Test your knowledge on the topic covered in this lab by completing the review question below. Which of the following are the key components that need to be monitored in the cloud? To be monitored in the cloud infrastructure, choose all the apply: backup and recovery data, performance, security, resource utilization, and the cost. Which of the following activities do you perform to monitor resource utilization in OpenStack environment? Checking this space, checking OpenStack, checking OpenStack dashboard. What services does the Keystone service provide in an OpenStack environment? Provides client integration service, cover distributed multi-project access and auditing service in an OpenStack environment. Provides network and service in an OpenStack environment. Provides block storage services in an OpenStack environment. Provides store, browse, share, distribute, and manage disk images service in an OpenStack environment. I think my answer is this. Okay. Which of the following services provides access to the web-based user interface in an OpenStack environment? Let me think. I'll take this one, Horizon. True or false? The Neutron service provides network accessibility, for instance, in an OpenStack environment. True. Submit report. Yes. Click here and save as PDF file. Maintaining cloud 2. Alright. Okay. I think this is the end of my video about maintaining a cloud solution part 2. Hope to see you guys again for another video. Thank you and bye bye.